It's official. Governor Roy Cooper is shutting down North Carolina at 5:30 today. Well, we all kind of knew this was going to happen. And to be honest with you, that's the big reason I started prepping years ago for moments like this, when the uncertainty of just anything that could possibly shut down the economy, shut down the nation, shut down a state, shut down the counties, and pretty much just shut down everything. So, you know, this is the time that everybody needs to reflect. People are losing their jobs. And hardship is everywhere. So, what can you say? Hey buddy, how you doing, man? You doing okay? That's my boy. You doing okay? Yeah. What do you think about this coronavirus? Don't think much of it? Okay. I don't blame you. So even for guys like me, I've got a couple of bids in, but nothing's happening. And that's okay, because I saved up. And that's what prepping is all about, saving up. So if this gets into a really long, drawn-out thing, I'm gonna have to hunker down myself. If I can get this bloody thing off of here. This thing's a pain in the butt sometimes. Okay. So the last several days I've been out here, I've built that little porch on the barn, on the Redneck Inn. Got back out here this morning, and it's a beautiful day. But it's going to drop back down in the 40s for the next 4 or 5 days. So I did not plant my garden. But we had 1 day of rain, and now my little pond, very little pond, is starting to fill up. Nice. There we go. So I cleaned up the ditch, threw the dirt from the ditch over there, make this much higher. So basically grading the land across here to where it's level. Okay? I've already laid pine straw down over here, and I'll probably lay pine straw down over there tomorrow. We do have a big rain coming in tonight. Should be a fast mover, no big deal. And I built a little bit bigger berm right there so I can get my water levels up. I packed in more dirt right there. It was down to there. So I packed it in another, good 18 inches. So with the rain that's coming, I should get another 18 inches in here. So this looks pretty good. And eventually, I'll have this graded out pretty good. I'll have that corner much higher, and that way I can bring the water level up to about right here. Everything's greening up. Everything's cleaned up. Looks good. Yeah, getting the hang of that excavator, which is good. I just want to give a shout out to everybody around the world that may not be as well prepared, and that this virus, this pandemic that we're going through is hopefully not affecting you too much. But I know there's a lot of people, let me just say it this way. In the city right now, I almost hate being there because everybody, it's like the zombie apocalypse. Everybody's walking around dazed and confused. There's some people that seem like they don't give a crap about anything. They're not social distancing. They're not doing anything. It's like nothing's happening, which I see as a crying shame, really, because this has been going on now for over a month, and all the warnings were there, and no one's taking it seriously. Which is, it's a sad state of affairs, really, that we're going through this. But what can you do? What can you do? Just follow the CDC rules and just make the best of it. That's what you can do. Make the best of it, because if you play any games with this whole thing, I hate to see anybody get sick, but that ultimately is what's happening. And now they've raised the numbers up to 38%. All people contracting the virus are under the age of 50, from 20 to 48, something like that. But anyway, I worked this down over here a little bit, trenching that up. And man, there's deer tracks everywhere. Yep, deer tracks everywhere. And I thought I saw a little bobcat track down in the mud. So now they're coming up in here, since this is somewhat of a little water source, and they're dipping in here because the deer tracks are actually into this ditch. So that's cool. And after 5 years, finally getting it to where the land is makes sense. And you can see the difference. Nice getting green over here. Looking good. Looking good. Now, again, this guy over here, 3 weeks ago, he died. I still have the offer in. He's got the land, the tax value at $90,000. What I did is I offered him half. I offered the family half, 45 grand, to buy that 5.125 acres. Now, whether or not they accept it or not, I have no earthly idea. I really don't want it because of that house being on there. I almost wish the house wasn't on there because it's a piece of junk. It really is a piece of junk. Let me know what you guys are. I know there's several people and subscribers of mine in different countries, and I watch the news enough to know what's going on. So, how's it affecting you? What steps are you taking? What measures are you have in place? All I can say is this. Even if this really goes bad, it is already bad now, but if it really goes bad to the point where, let's say, normal activities will not, things won't go back to normal, say, for 2 months. Let's use that as a benchmark, 2 months. Are you prepared to handle that? Loss of income, self-isolation. And people are not handling self-isolation and self-distancing very well. The human nature is coming out in all of us. There are all kinds of surveys about there's going to be a baby boom, and then there's going to be a divorce boom after this is all over with. People are not used to spending that much time around each other. And then there's a lot of people not used to being alone for long periods of time. I've been alone for a long time, 10 years. After my last divorce, outside of a couple of, one night stands and a few hookups, I'm alone all the time. I'm alone right now. It doesn't bother me. I got used to it. Not saying I like it. I just got used to it. That's all. So, we can look at this thing 1,000 different ways. But in reality, this is bad, man. A virus shutting the whole world down. And it's just a crying shame. That's something you can't see will affect millions and millions of people around the world. And it is affecting the economy. It is affecting every aspect of our lives. And let me ask you a question. Do you think life will ever go back to normal? I think now there'll be so many people, especially in the United States, with face masks, wearing gloves, hand sanitizer, social distancing, self-isolation. I have a gut feeling that is going to be embedded into our psyche to the point where I really believe that it's going to be standard procedure. At least we'll damn sure take it more seriously when we even hear a threat of something like this possibly going to happen or come our way. At least we'll all be better prepared to understand what the ramifications are of such an event. And maybe the rest of the world become preppers, right? I know everybody is now. This is really, really, this has got everybody's underwear tight, hasn't it? All right. Well, I'll tell you the truth. This does not surprise me at all. I'm not shocked by it. It doesn't affect me really. I still had a good March. Oh, I got a little bug on my camera. There it goes. But it doesn't affect me. And here's that red oak I pulled out of the woods, that leaner. So I got a lot of rounds of lumber out of this, man. Cool. Finally got my shingles put up on top of the little porch. Oh yeah. Got my stack of lumber air drying out. Oh, yeah, I got the shingles put on up there. Nice. My little spot in the shade to watch the road. Now, I'm gonna go way out on a limb here. How many of you guys watch this one channel called Unstoppable Morgan? I know I do. She traveled all the way from California, 33-year-old girl in a Bronco with 3 dogs. She had 2, then she found one in Louisiana on the road. And now she's living with some police officer up in Pennsylvania. Went through Louisiana, Mardi Gras, then went up to New York City and filmed a deserted town. And she sells t-shirts and does just all kinds of wild videos, man. I'm telling you. I have more fun watching her videos than almost any YouTube channel out there. And it's funny because she said, this is what she said. She said that she is seriously thinking about trying to go off grid. How about that, huh? Imagine that. Finally, people are starting to realize that going off grid is kind of smart. Or having an escape plan, a plan B, someplace out in the country where you can, just make a living for yourself out here. I haven't quite got to that point yet, but I'm getting closer. Because I'll be honest with you, the last 3 days I've been out here. I just go back in the city, just basically take a shower, sleep, and come right back out here. You know, like I said, I put in a couple bids. Nobody's called. But that's okay. I really don't mind. You know, for the last 10 years, I've been working my ass off. Really, I never got a break. Never took a vacation. Haven't had more than 2 or 3 days off ever in 10 years. And now I'm on like day 4. Day 4, where I just have time to myself. And I have to get used to the fact that right now, with everybody self-quarantining, kids are not going to be able to go back to school until April the 30th, in which they don't even know that. So there's so many uncertainties with this. And I know this video is long. I just wanted to express my thoughts about this whole situation, because there's so many people out there and Hollywood. And I know you guys see it. You know, these actors and actresses, if they're not in the spotlight and the limelight, they're getting their hair done, the makeup and all this stuff, you know, doing all these awards, benefits shows, all the crap, that they're just like us. Average Joe Blows, you know? And now they're doing all this videos where they're not getting, hairstylists won't come to their house, and they're letting their gray roots show in their head, in their hair. Boy, oh boy. You know, to me, I think it's a great way to make a lot of people very humble very fast. And I think this virus is doing that. All right, let me get out of here. Leave those comments, share, like, subscribe, smash that bell for future notifications. You know me, I'm Tom on the Off-Grid Farm. Plan B. I never had a doubt that something like this was gonna happen. Y'all leave me your opinions and thoughts, and I'll leave it with my prayers. The Off-Grid Farm. Oh, I plant next Sunday. Hopefully. Y'all stay tuned, stay blessed.